Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Zeus213 and welcome to episode 4 of our All the Mods 3 Expert Let's Play. In the last episode we set up our blast and coke oven. Blast coke oven, yeah. Blast furnace, yeah, that's right. So we've got a bunch of coal coke now, looks like this guy's actually full on creosote, so we're going to have to do something about that. And we've also got a bunch of refined iron. So I've got a few things on me here as we can see, as I've just been preparing for the next few quests. Let's see, there's probably a bunch of stuff in here, yep, as well, that's fine. So, what do we need to do for the next quest? So, first of all, I want to get this quest done. So this quest is new, the game updated recently. Now, I've already gotten all the bits for it before. As if I look at my inventory, we can see I've got these wood piles here, which is what it wants you to craft. And then we had charcoal from a chest or somewhere as well. Now, this is how you get charcoal in the normal way, as if we look in here, we can't smelt up wood unless it's stripped red cedar wood, maybe. Yeah, there's like that one recipe, which I think is probably not meant to be there. And then there's a bunch of other different ways, but you can't just smelt wood for it. So what you need to do is get some wood piles and put them in a pit in the ground. And then get some dirt and cover it up. Now you just want to leave one open. So what you're going to need as well is a fire charge. Now a fire charge requires, let's take a look, 4 sticks and a piece of wheat. So why don't we get that? We've got some wood, yep. So 4 sticks, we can easily get that. And that gives us our fire charge. Now, obviously the recipe has changed so that you're able to do this. Looks like it's getting nighttime. Let's do this quickly. So what you do is once you've got your wood in the ground and you've got it covered up, you set that on fire, put a block over it. And what you should see is the smoke particles remain, and this should spread to the rest of the pit. We'll let that go whilst we go and sleep through the night. If we go over here now, yeah, we can see that the smoke has now spread to the rest of the pit. So this thing's going to smoke for a while. So we'll start with some other quests while we wait. Next up in the quest chain, we have got, it's iron, but it takes longer. So this wants 10 refined iron, which we're doing. And we've got better plate than never. Then we need to do machine blocks. Oh yay, the technology starts. Quest. So why don't we see if we can't get the 10 required refined iron. We've got 9, and this should be just about to get us the 10th we need. There we go. If we take a look at this recipe now, we can see we need 4 refined iron, 4 invar plates, and a piece of clear glass. Perfect. But that's this quest done. Perfect, no rewards there. Now, to make clear glass, we need to put sand in here, which makes us liquid glass. And then the liquid glass we pour into a casting basin. Now, it might be worth us swapping out this guy for another casting basin whilst we do this, because it takes a little while. There we go. And that is going to be how you get the clear glass you need for the machine frames. It's going to be interesting automating that in the future. But that's a future problem to worry about. Right, if we come over here, I've got the recipe already queued up. So the invar plates we got from the quest, doing the last quest. Or had to get them for the last quest anyway. And that gets us our machine block. Now you're probably wondering why I've got so much stuff prepared, and I did start recording this episode. However, if you guys follow me on Twitter or watch my Factorio series, you may have noticed... Oh, that's not good. Get out. You may have noticed that I tweeted about my hard drive dying, which was not exactly fun because it's where I was recording this episode too. Luckily I hadn't gotten too far into it. But I also lost a bunch of other things like all my thumbnails and stuff that I'd made. So I've been recovering from that for the last 2-3 days. Plus I haven't had all the time in the world to record. Which was a bit annoying because I was planning to get everything recorded when my hard drive died. But here we are. Right, enough of that. If we take a look at our quest book, we can see that's completed and we get a reward. Perfect. Again, can't do much with it. Goes in the chest. Cool. Now, next up, we are going to need to make a generator, which is going to require an iron furnace, some refined iron, and an RE battery. Now, it's going to require copper cables, which requires rubber, which is why I've got all these tree taps in my inventory. So why don't we go and see what we can't do about getting ourselves some rubber. Alright, so I've just come over to the swampland here, which is just a little bit away from our base. Our base is over in that direction. You can see our little plateau there. And what you want to look for is these kind of trees. Now, these are very distinctive because if you look at the top of them, they've got the big 3 tall stack of leaves. This one's only got 2, but it is a small one, so that is understandable. Now, if you take a look at the trunks on these, be careful not to punch the wood. Sometimes you should see a little spot like that. Looks like this tree's only got 1. Let's just make sure. Yeah. Now, this spot, what you can do is take a tree tap, which is crafted just 5 planks. If you click on that spot, it will give you a bit of sticky resin. Now, you can get between like 1 and 4, I think. So, it's kind of RNG based, but that's fine. Now, you can also just cut the trees down, you'll get rubber that way by cutting the spots. Or you can tap these again, and you can see you get more. But you'd only want to do it once, as it regrows the spot each time if you were to set up a tree farm like I'm about to do. Why don't we go and cut down a few of these trees, get their saplings, and set up a little tree farm back at home. What I'll do is I'll just gather up enough saplings that I can work with comfortably, and then I will come back over at the base. Alright, so we're back at base, and I'm just looking at our fire pit again. I did just sleep through the night again, and we can see that it's still burning, so it's taken at least 1 Minecraft day to burn up everything, whatever it's doing. So we'll leave it going. But what I have got now is 6 rubber tree saplings and a fair amount of resin. So why don't we come over this way, and we'll set up a little farm. So the best way to farm these guys is to plant them all diagonally. And that means you'll get the maximum exposure to the logs, whilst keeping it fairly compact. Now what you're going to do is get some bone meal, as these guys grow instantly with a single piece of bone meal, as we can see. However, one thing to note is you want to make sure you clear any blocks above them before you grow them, as they do interfere with their spawning once you bone meal them. As we can see, these ones are now growing fine, but if I were to do this, just to show you guys, we can see we get a tiny tree. And that, no bueno. Not good for us at all. Okay, I've got the sapling back, so why don't we plant that again? Remember, clear the leaves above it. Now this is the quickest way, because otherwise you're just going to be cutting down saplings that leaves that you already cut down before. So you just do this. Try and get them all if you can. So they do grow fairly tall sometimes. And there we go. So that's all of the ones I had planted. Now what you want to do is go through and just cut down all the leaves again. Quickest way is just to cut all the ones touching the logs, and the rest will decay. So why don't I do that, and I'll be right back. And there we go, that's all the leaves gone. Now, the nice thing about cutting down all the leaves is you do get extra saplings, so you can continue to expand this, and I will do that off camera. However, this will get us started for now. So now what you can do is you can just go through and just check that all of them give you some form of rubber. So we can see these 2 here have definitely. This one on the end has, but these 4 on this side currently don't have any. If we go around the other side, we can see, so that one's now got some, but this one doesn't, and this one doesn't. So what I'll do is I'll cut those ones out as they've got nothing on them, and replace them until I do get some. Again, I'll do that off camera though, as I'm on a bit of a tight schedule, trying to get these episodes to you guys, so that'll be something I'll do off camera as well. Now remember, just hit each spot once, as there is a chance for it to disappear each time. But that is good enough for us to get started with IC2. Come on, there we go. It's quite nice and easy to see where all the rubber spots are. You just take a step back. See, if you had these all like sort of close together and It'd be a real nightmare to kind of see what's going on. But with this, it's nice, easy. Just gotta do a quick skim, and you're good. Now you could also cut the leaves off top. I just leave them on; it kind of looks nicer. Right. So now with our rubber here, all we need to do is throw it into a furnace, and it'll give us the rubber we need. Sorry, this is sticky resin, by the way, not rubber. Do you need to make that distinction? Keep throwing it on the ground, there we go. Right, so while that's going, why don't we take a look at what else we're going to need. So for the generator, I wanted to bookmark that. We are going to need a few things. Now the reason that I went for this recipe is because this guy just needs 8 iron rather than 8 refined iron, as opposed when you're, Invar. Invar's the real problem, actually. I've changed the recipe in this, I keep forgetting, but you're better off going with this recipe as it's just iron, whereas this guy's iron, Invar, clear glass, a whole bunch of mess, which you can use to make machine blocks for more important things. So we've got refined iron, so why don't we get an iron furnace? Now, I don't actually know if I've got the resources to make a furnace. Let's take a look. Oh, I do. Perfect. So why don't we get that going? There's a furnace. Now to make an iron furnace, we need a bunch of iron. Finally enough. Iron. Let's see, we've probably got a bunch of iron somewhere. Oh yeah, I've got 2 blocks on me. Let's do that. The iron furnace. Was that? Oh no. Sorry. There we go. Do that. And the furnace goes here. That's the iron furnace. So that's the iron furnace. That's 3 refined iron. And then the battery, which just requires a copper cable. And some tin ingots. Now I've got the tin. You need some redstone. I think I've got redstone. Yep. Let's see. Tin ingots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And rubber. Gonna need some copper as well, actually. Let me just get rid of a few things. Copper. Looks like we're gonna have to smelt some. Just gonna check that the recipe is in fact the same. This copper cable requires 3 copper ingots and 6 rubber. Yeah, perfect. But that's obviously a starter recipe. There are more efficient recipes later on, I believe. But why don't we throw that in there? There's nothing that I'll alloy with, is there? No, good. And we'll pour these guys out. Keep going with glass. And that should be good. Right, here we go. That's the copper cables. That should be everything we need to make the generator. Just go in here, autofill that recipe, and that recipe. Perfect. So that's our generator done. So why don't we take a look at the quest book? And it also wants us to make a bat box. Now, bat box is important because what it's going to allow us to do is store power, which doesn't seem too important when you've got a generator, but once you start getting into solar power generation, it's a bit more important. Plus, it's always nice to have a buffer in case you have a big spike in power consumption. So why don't we get that going? So a bat box is just going to be some wood, 3 batteries, and a copper cable. So why don't we get that going? We've got all the copper cable we need. We just need some wood, some more tin, and some redstone. Shouldn't be too difficult. So, more tin. 8. Looks like we're a little bit low on tin. Have we got any more tin ore? Yes, we do. Let's throw that in here. What have we got in here? Invar, that's fine. That can stay in there. Let's see, wood. Planks, we've got around somewhere. There's 2. We'll do that. And we need 6 redstone. Perfect. Looks like our fire pit is about done. There's a little bit of smoke coming out of it still, so I'm not going to open it just yet. But it's been about 2 days in game now. So that is, what, 20-ish minutes? I think that's about right. 20 something minutes. I don't know. You guys probably know more than me. Right. Let's get our tin ingots. Now, obviously, the smeltery doesn't double our ores. However, there is a quest over here, which is the macerator, which will let us do that. But for now, we are stuck with single ores. So why don't we throw this guy together? Sorry. There we go. So that's the 3 batteries we need, and the bat box. Perfect. So why don't we throw these guys down? Now, where's going to be good? I think... Well, I want to move this over sort of into a hill area eventually, but for now, let's go with... maybe... here? Does here seem good? Seems a bit out of the way. I might move these chests off camera. Yeah, I'll put it over here. So we're going to throw our bat box down. Now there's a little spot on it, and I'm going to throw a generator down. Now the little spot is where power goes out, and no spots is power coming in. I believe that's right. So I throw a piece of charcoal in here. We should see this is starting to fill up with power. Perfect. Now these do have a small internal buffer. However, it's not massive, so you do want to make sure you're using a bat box, as you don't want to waste too much coal or fuel filling up a full capacity, because they don't stop when they run it when they're at capacity like some other machines from other mods do. So you got to keep that in mind. Perfect. Now this fire pit is still going, so why don't we take a look at the next quest? Now to make the Don't Mace Me Bro quest, we're going to need some slag, some concrete, electronic circuits, machine block. Okay, it's quite a lot of stuff. Now, to make slag, well, we may actually have the 3 slag we need. Yeah, we've got plenty of slag. Cool. So that's slag we've got. The machine block we've got. I can't even remember what the recipe is now. Let's bookmark that. Again, thank you very much for that tip. Electronic circuit, which is copper cable and iron plate. Okay, we can do that. Easy. Let's throw some iron in here. In fact, we've got an iron plate on me. So we just need some more copper, and we should be good to go. Okay, we should now have everything we need. Let's see. Actually, how do we make concrete? Concrete is going to be slag, gravel, clay, and a bucket. Okay. I think there's a little bit more we need to do for that. We're going to need cutting edge technology, I think. So why don't we make some wire cutters? And that's just some sticks and some refined iron. So why don't we do that? 3 refined iron and 2 sticks. Got plenty of sticks. Cool. So that should be that quest complete. Perfect. And now we just need some more refined iron. That guy's out of that. Okay. We are starting to run low now. But the reason we needed these wires, because to make a bucket, we need 3 plates and a uninsulated copper cable. Now to make that, we're going to need a copper plate. So why don't we pour one of those out? Oops. Copper. Now actually, what I wonder, is there a better way of doing this? So let's make this, that's going to be 1 ingot makes 1 copper plate, which makes 3 cables, so that's actually more efficient. So why don't we do that? Perfect. So if we take our plates, looks like I missed one, and we combine these with the wire cutters, we get 3 uninsulated copper cable. Now 3 would have gotten us 6 cable before, but we now get 9. So we need 1 uninsulated, we'll insulate the rest. And then we'll take 3 plates and do that. Now we've got some water nearby, I believe. No? Okay, let me get some water. Just realised I actually had a clay bucket of water on me, so I'm going to make a little infinite water source. Now that's going to be good because we're not going to need to keep going to get water, but also the iron bucket is going to mean we don't need to keep crafting clay buckets anymore. So now that we've got that, we should be able to make ourselves the concrete. We just need some gravel, maybe some clay, I can't remember. Let's take a look. Yep, we did need clay. Looks like we're missing sand. Okay, we could have done it with sand, or we could have done it with water bucket. I'm not sure why I can't do that. Can we manually craft it? Or something like this, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Odd why that wasn't autofilling, but I'm sure that's just a little quirk of the pack. And that should be everything we need for the macerator. Once we craft our electronic circuit, of course. Just need some redstone. Now that we've got that, and we've got a macerator, we should now be able to start doubling our ores. Now, I'm also going to make a wrench. Let's see, a wrench is going to require 7 bronze, 6 bronze. Why don't I get that? Right, that's the bronze, so we can craft that now. Now, you need this guy, because what this is going to allow us to do is reorientate our machines. Now, you can also use it to pick it up, because when you mine industrial craft machines, they only drop their machine frames, at least for anything above a generator or a bat box. But I want the spot there so that I can place the macerator here, and this guy's got power now. So what we now need to do is throw some ores in, and we should be getting double resources. Let's just throw a little bit of iron in there. There we go. And away he goes, doubling our ores. And there we go, that's crushed iron ore. Now crushed iron ore we can smelt in a furnace, and that will double our ore, or we can further process it, I believe. Let's see, we've got 2 there. So you can smelt it, and centrifuge it, you can wash it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But that is ore doubling. And that is just fantastic. So that we can now get twice the amount of resources from our mining trips. So what I'm going to do between this episode and next episode is I will get ourselves some more resources as we were running a bit low, and we will start looking at the rest of these quests. If you guys enjoyed this episode, do remember to leave a like, comment and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments, and feel free to share it with a friend if you did think that this video is worth sharing. I've been Dr. 213, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.